Maybe it's not the best idea for me to try and go to any antique dealers that are set up more like a retail store, but sometimes you find some really cool things. This record had like comic art on the back, sequential comic art. It was really cool. I found one of these little buses. This is similar to the one that I have in my collection that was my original childhood one, but I've never seen a yellow one. Kind of regret not picking this one up. It was in such good condition. I think it was $10. And then when I was looking around, just take a look at this shot. This is what the modern antique stores start to look like. And although it's very cool, very chic, you know, it's an aesthetic I don't really like. This was cool. This was a custom resin Lego of Galactus. There was no sale price on it. And at least there are some cool things. Who doesn't enjoy looking at old gas pumps and old vintage toys from the 1920s? Check this out. This old toy truck with a cannon on it was just amazing. I love old tin toys like that. Look at this beauty. If I had enough room in my studio and had the budget, this would have come home with me. This is freaking glorious, but it's just $5 shy of $1,000. It was in fantastic condition. I'd never seen one of these in this good of condition. And my memory's a little rough on this. I know I've seen these before in rusted out barns and places, but if this was a restoration job, it was done very well. It looked absolutely fantastic. I couldn't get over it. This old Smurf phone, a friend of mine had one of these. It's such a cheesy thing to look at, but it's really fond memories when you come across stuff like this. This is something I do plan on adding someday. I am obsessed with these kind of old school and shop lockers. I didn't care about any of the stuff that was in there. Well, maybe that camera. That was pretty cool. But just these would make the ultimate storage supply for art supplies. This was interesting. If you read the headline, Crisis After Crisis gave 1938 World Year of Anxiety. And it was just a catch-up of all these different stories that were happening. It goes to show that, you know, there's always strife happening. This book was beautiful. I didn't pick it up. It's pretty rough. But all of this is handwritten. Except for that. That's printed. Sorry. But it's a ledger. And they wanted like $30 for it. The $28 sticker you see there. I was very careful going through this. That is some penmanship. This is something I struggle with all the time. And when I look back, I get so sad knowing that penmanship is something that is just going to disappear someday. And I really mean that. With the exception of a few people, if we ever head toward a paperless society like tech bros want us to, this is going to be like hieroglyphics someday. Now, this is what I really came here for. I love doing research for tools. I almost picked this up. This was so cool. The whole thing was solid metal, no wood. It was stunning. There's a character that I'm working on for one of the books I'm writing, and I try and do research on these older tools. And I love going to places like this because you will find some incredibly just unique or rare or hard to find things. I don't even know what the hell that is. It was just so cool looking. But these spanners down here, like this one was a really rough one. It looked like it was made in somebody's back shop, which is gorgeous and beautiful. I have no idea what it does. It could have been decorative. And then that one there, I forget what the specific thing was. I think it's for a heater. And then looking over at this grand old typewriter, man, just so many things that I remember really loving growing up when I'd find them. They were a lot more prevalent in different businesses and places. And then this really struck out to me. I am a sucker for printing dies. This is such a wonderful thing. There were so many of them in there. They ranged between $10 to $50. And just look at the craftsmanship in there. Now, I used to work for a company that they did a lot of printing dies and stuff for foils and stuff. But this one here, look at that. That is for the Morton Dog Food Company. They're no longer around.